Now, for more on this and the business climate and the complications of everything U.S.-China, Saruhan Hatipoglu, who's the CEO of International Financial Services Company. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Phil.
So how hopeful and optimistic should we be on the backdrop of all of these issues that we've mentioned throughout the show?
Well, expectations are very low, at least in the business cycles, I can tell you that, from clients as well as
Is that good or bad that expectations are low?
Well, it's good because if nothing is accomplished, it will be seen as success, right?
But it's sad that it's so low, too.
Yeah, it has, because of, again, things that have happened in the past, recent past, the cybersecurity issue that you have mentioned, as well as the recent devaluation, has definitely soured relations. And the rhetoric that we're hearing from politicians. Now, White House is kind of alone. The Congress, Republicans and Democrats, want a stronger response to China. There are some Republicans calling for this summit to be completely canceled.
What's the response? So, let's be realistic. They're not going to cancel the summit. So what's a realistic response?
Not even downgrade. They're saying
want?
They want a message to China. And that message is something that I don't understand. Because devaluation, let's look at the devaluation that took place. Chinese currency has appreciated 30% in the past 10 years. Now, show me an emerging market whose currency appreciated double-digit. And the devaluation that came was only 3%.
But let me ask you this. So what that China devalues its currency for whatever it's their currency? They are free to do what they want. I mean, if it was the other way around, I mean, people were saying, oh, the Fed should do this, the Fed should do that. I mean, after all, we're talking about a few percentage points. And if China wants to do it, why is that so controversial? And why would we have any say in that?
Well, because the U.S. can have a say in that, right? That's the deal. Because that devaluation caused the stock market to drop down in the United States by quite a bit. And again, Republican presidential candidates we're seeing this rhetoric, this evil statements about China just because of this devaluation. So this visit is coming at a bad time for the business circle, and that's why the clients, especially my clients, are saying, well, you know, don't mess it more. Don't make it worse.
You know what's funny about this whole thing? We were showing pictures earlier with Jessica and Mark in Seattle. But, okay, so the president is visiting Seattle, which, by the way, is a fantastic city, on his first stop meeting with who? Business leaders, right? 650 business leaders from around the country. Doesn't that send a signal to the White House that says, look, we're here, we're meeting with business leaders, you at the White House, we might have better relations in U.S. companies than you do. I mean, it's a bit of a joke, but it's the optics too.
No, I mean that's a great statement that is going to be made there. But at the same time, I think White House realizes that. I mean, there are people who look at numbers. Look, foreign direct investment from China to the U.S. for the first time exceeded foreign direct investment from the U.S. to China. That is a huge deal that took place. There's a lot more companies that will be coming here from China that will create jobs for this country, and that's not something that's missed by the White House.
Okay, no one would argue about that, argue with you with the numbers, that it's fantastic. But you're talking to companies, you told me expectations were very low. There must be some very, very serious issues that corporate CEOs are telling you. You don't have to name names. What's the issue?
Well, there are several issues. Cybersecurity deal is something that they're expecting to be signed. So, and we're hearing rumors that actually might happen on Thursday or Friday. So that's very good. But at the same time, I think the major issue is for the White House to come out and say, look, yes, there's a competitive rivalry here, but there's not an enemy relationship, right? We have cooperated on greenhouse emission cut. We have cooperated on Iran, and there are many other things that we can cooperate. If the White House is able to say that and is able to kind of silence the Congress, business circle is going to feel much more confident about what is going to come after this visit.
The other states that are watching this, I'll bet you most state governors probably wish they would visit their state and host a big meeting. Governor Jay Inslee, who is a Democrat there, I mean, he's hosting essentially President Xi in this sort of de facto state visit. What can other states, you think, learn from it? Is this a good thing? Would they want to duplicate something like this in a future trip?
Well, of course. Now, again, there's the election year, right? That's the pressure that a lot of the governors are feeling as well. So for them to come and embrace China overall, bring your business here, make our state, increase the labor force, employment will go up. They want this, but they cannot come out and say directly. So if this weren't an election year, a lot more governors actually would be wanting to meet with the Chinese delegation and create the opportunities whereby more Chinese business would be coming to their states.
the concerns about investment, and let me just set aside cybersecurity for just a moment. I'm talking about U.S. security concerns. We had deals in the past that got blown out of the water because the U.S. was afraid that there'd be trade secrets or military secrets or proximity to U.S. military installations. These are all legitimate concerns. Have we moved past that, or is it something that we still need to deal with?
I think we're moving, as we speak, past that. There's now the main concern is economics, economic cooperation. Both countries, both of them, undeniable, in my opinion, know that they need one another. Now they have to find a political way to send that message to their people. Make them understand that this is going to be a cooperation based on competitive rivalry, and that's a healthy thing. Economics and finance will derive relations between China and U.S. in the very short term.
I cannot wait to see where this relationship goes in the next few years. I suspect we'll probably all be wrong, and it'll be something new that we'll be talking about. It's good to see you, Saruhan.
Same here.